All right, next up we got Craig Cook. I help internal IBM teams improve their DevOps practices. After a series of failures, I'm going to share some discoveries we made. We were not effectively making improvements to our systems. There had to be a better way. IBM has some great lawyers. I really don't want to end up here again. Even though I work there, this presentation does not reflect the views of IBM. Everything in the session is based on my own opinions. Does this look familiar to you? Have you been blamed for an outage? Blaming someone actually stops your organization from learning what really happened. That makes your systems fragile. Most changes are successful and improve stability and functionality. Not making any changes is a false way of avoiding outages. Your system doesn't run in isolation. Things are changing all around it. If you have human error as a conclusion to an investigation, you believe in the old view. Human error is actually the starting point for further investigation. This conclusion allows the organization to blame someone and not look at itself. Getting rid of bad apples sends a signal to other people to be more careful with what they do, say, or report. It tends to make the evidence of errors disappear, which stops you from learning. The new view understands nobody comes to work to do a bad job. Safety needs to be created through practice by people. People make their best decisions based on what they know at the time. Every day, we all experience this. We have rules we're supposed to follow. We're also encouraged to get things done faster. We all choose trade-offs about which rules to bend. Given the information at the time, what did everyone know? Why did they make the choices they did? With the benefit of hindsight, it's obvious they could have made other choices. If they knew the outcome like you do, they would have made different decisions. Preventing the future is not the goal. Learning is. You're also not there to generate action items. The first 2/3 of your meeting could easily be used for the timeline. The last part of the meeting is about shared learning. It's almost always an organizational failure. I shouldn't be able to do a deployment 5 o'clock on Friday that crashes the system. Why did my team not have automated checks and balances to stop bad deployments? Why do we think that was okay? The goal of an RCA is to find the root cause. After asking a series of 5 why questions, you end up with the root cause. Most current investigations use this technique. 5 whys and RCAs are not effective learning techniques. There is never a single root cause. There are always contributing factors. Complex systems fail in complex ways. Etsy, the website with handcrafted items, created a better way to learn from incidents. After researching methods from other industries, they created a 30-page guide and put it on GitHub. It provides practical tips on how to perform blameless learning reviews. One example is how to get participants into the right mindset. A key part of the guide explains the role of a facilitator. They help ask dumb questions and guide the conversation to improve learning. Counterfactuals literally run counter to the facts. You're talking about a reality that did not happen. If you hear these statements, you should help guide the conversation back to what actually happened at the time. Some example questions are on the right-hand side. I introduced Etsy's method to IBM after a 6-hour high-profile outage. The original 30-minute RCA session turned into an hour and a half of learning. All original action items changed by the end of that session due to what was learned. The same team had another failure 2 weeks later. It was only 3 hours and not as severe. Improvements had been made to their service and practices based on what they had learned from their previous outage. After an outage, you'll have a lot of attention. It's a great time to identify and discuss major changes to improve. It may trigger a discussion about investing in new things to help, including budget. Failures are an opportunity to learn and improve. Human error is not a cause. Using the Etsy debriefing method is a great way to do it. If this has triggered traumatic memories for you, I'm happy to discuss them. Awesome job.